Let me spin you guys a little tale. I make YouTube videos. I know, not everybody knows this about me, but part of that process means making videos on stuff like Frost Night, which is a little faster than running Ventures. It takes an hour and a half, but then of course you got to run it on the noob account, which takes another hour and a half. And then, oh, let's do 5 of us opening llamas for 45 minutes. Suddenly, I was ending my stream past my bedtime. And then yesterday, you got to actually edit some of the videos that I've been working on in the recent days. And so channel members are eating good for the next few weeks. This is going to be great. And if you are not a channel member, don't worry. These will all be viewable for free eventually. And this is normal. I like scheduling my videos anyway. I am not holding my videos hostage for paying channel members. They're just getting to see it instead of the whole list being private. So thank you to those who support me, and be patient, everybody else. My point is, I have now spent the first, are we up to like 48 hours, or are we still at 30 something hours of the season? Haven't even started. I've been busy for you guys. It's been good, but I've not even started. Now, the most fun part of this Venture season, something I've noted every time I've recorded my first Ventures missions video, is this right here. Super Outlanders. Let me get my glasses on. Oh, actually, here, I have them right here. I don't need these for close distance, but costs 0 energy to use your anti-material charge. 0 energy, which means no fossil Southie. You don't need any Blast from the Past. You don't need anything. Technically speaking, Clip alone is the only farming loadout you need. Every time this season comes along, it is so fun because she is recommended in support with a Fossil Southie commander. It's a whole thing. I can link my farming loadouts video down below if you want to learn more. That old video doesn't explain that exactly, but I have done farming tests in the future that are also on the channel that you're welcome to check out that have proven, at least with my testing, that it's about the same. Whether she's in the lead, you get more resources, but you punch less. In support, you punch way more, but you get, you know what I mean? It balances out. So in my opinion, she's kind of a support hero. But hey, if we don't need to manage our energy, we can punch as much as we want. She is #1 in the lead, of course. And long arm of the law, why not? If we don't need to generate energy, let's pull out a perk that I don't get to use much. Work, just in case we... Okay, in my mind, I was going to say just in case we run out of punching, but I realize how dumb that is mid-sentence. So let's do not just Teddy damage, but we want to have both of them being boosted. So there's a hero in the game from the Art Deco set, Gumshoe, that's who it was, and she boosts both. So it's like fragment abilities by 30%. That's Shock Tower and Teddy, and you don't need a fragment for that boost to happen. And that other thing that I didn't read the rest of is that you are not only getting passive, let's see it here. Okay, that's the wrong screen. Passive fragments every 50 seconds, but you're getting a 30% damage buff to those active abilities. So Teddy, Shock Tower, they're all doing more. Granted, we're going to be running a resupply. I'll get to that in a second, but I mean, if I do get hoarded by enemies, might as well throw down a Teddy. So phase shift, and then strike cost is literally unnecessary. Dude, I need to get to with this time here. Okay, all right, so Teddy's now up by 30%. I love that I'm fixing my loadout mid-recording because I'm so used to energy management. It's ingrained in my brain. It's weird to like strip out all of those perks. If you realize what a traditional farming loadout is, you got Blast of the Past, plus 2 dinos, plus Fossil Southie, and Archaeologist. 5 of your 6 heroes are just getting your energy. That's it. It's all energy. Clip is the only person in the entire build that's actually giving you more loot. It's hilarious. So Fleet, because why not? You run quicker. Frost Night is constantly nighttime, so Dire is great, but we're not in nighttime. We're in Frozen Fjords. So yeah, we're going to be phase shifting around as necessary and throwing down Teddies to defend ourselves. And I am starting the 23 zone. This is not me getting carried or whatever. I just opened my lobby to chat. This is who popped in. And in my opinion, if you're in my shoes, you're starting Ventures a few days late, your friends have ran out ahead of you, this is pretty normal. I don't think being carried to a 23 zone is that big of a leap. In the past, I have proudly, I didn't want to grind that season. I have been proudly carried to the 140 zones for my first mission. If you got viewers who are willing to help you, I don't regret that, but that did not go over well on YouTube, which I expected. And honestly, I know there's a level 15 zone to start, but if we could do the 23, why not, right? So I mentioned I'd get into it. So resupply recently got buffed. You should always start Ventures with resupply missions if you can. If it's not available, it's not a big deal, but the order of operations is also important because you are going to have a directive quest to complete a Ventures mission of any type. That could be Ride the Lightning, They could be an Atlas, whatever, just run a Ventures mission. But then your next quest is to run an Atlas. So if you already ran that and you already got the extra Ventures XP, now you have to run it again, which is, you know, a little bit awkward. And then the next quest, I believe, is 2 Ride the Lightning missions back to back. That's at least what 490B says, but in other seasons, it's Ride the Lightning and retrieve the data. It doesn't really matter because you don't want to run either of those 3 right away because you're soon going to have to run them again. So resupply is not just perfect because it's not in one of the immediate quests, but you start with an empty inventory. They give you like, what, 2 guns here and maybe some builds? No, 0, 0. So being able to just get straight into farming immediately is perfect because you can just get straight into the action. And resupply requires 0 combat. There is absolutely no punching of the enemies in this game. You could ignore all of them. I put Teddy's in my build, of course, because it's not just buffed, and I have extra support slots, but also because, I thought that was, I know the zombie chickens are gone, but that crow still got me. But the point is, enemies will still be in the game. They might bug you, and defending yourself is nice to have if you can afford it. And the storm also no longer closes. So resupply has no combat requirements. So therefore, it's basically a free win in 10 minutes. Gives you Ventures XP, avoids quests, and without any storm, it's easier. And you can see in, it just says search, in the resupply, I know my tip jar is kind of covering it, but the gold medal is like search or harvest 200 items. So there are no more of those 10 crates, which kind of confused everybody, wondering like, what are these crates and why do we get them? Like, this mission was clearly designed for farming. Why don't you just make the challenge to farm? And Epic did that. That's pretty much where we're at now. This map is so pretty. I know I'm immediately tearing it apart, but can we just take a second to think about the fact that this map was not here 3 years ago? I think they added it 2 years ago. This is our 3rd year with Frozen Fjords, and it's just gorgeous. They took out that foghorn that bugged Matteo a ton, so, you know, that might be... Are you in the call? No, he left, so... Yeah, that's a change that's kind of mixed in my opinion. I liked it, but it is really beautiful. Like, I know this is a farming mission and I'm trying to make an effort to farm, but like, come on, this is quite the atmosphere. People, you know, oh, we never get new stuff and save the world, but like, look around. This was not here when a lot of those people quit. Like, it's nice to see it. And I like it. It matches the theme. To those who don't remember the before times, not only did we not have a snowy zone, but it was basically Plankerton. It was Autumn Hills, right? Is that what it was? You guys in the call? Flannel Falls. Basically,
Mild Meadows was what next season would be.
Oh yeah, so Mild Meadows wasn't that basically Stonewood? Like, it's just green, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was just the grasslands.
I liked it.
Note that I triple checked on my end. It is the 2 Ride the Lightnings for some reason this season rather than a Ride Lightning Retrieve the Data.
Yeah.
That is the 3rd directive quest.
And that's the thing that gives my, like, every season rewards video a little bit of merit. I feel silly making the same video over and over and over and over again, but I look at the views. If you guys watch it, I'm going to keep making it. And people like the reminder anyway, so screw it. And you know what? Little things do change. Sometimes little bits of my advice are adjusted, and it's nice to give everybody a yearly update, and you know, it doesn't take too much effort to make those videos, so if they're happy, I'm happy. But this is what I'm talking about. Sometimes enemies will horde around you. I do think target practice is worth doing. I am a lifetime Call of Duty player, and I do like to show off my aim. I am 100% aware that I am rusty right now and missing shots as I'm bragging, but you can still do this with a shotgun even, and it is well worth your time because you get so many rewards at the end of this. It's well worth it. I highly recommend doing it. If you are struggling, use a shotgun. There is no shame in saying, hey, it's not for me. I just want to get this done. You can use a shotgun. You can use a minigun, I believe, and those will go a long way. You just need to get these things broken. If you want to do it with a teammate and work with them, whatever, whoever's nearby will get these resources. So, oof. Can't quite kill the nurse. Oh, but I got a teammate. Look at Thomas I got here. Carrying as he's, like, barely higher than I am. I love having Clip in the lead, especially for this stuff right here. Quartz, silver. Now, another major change that... Why exactly Epic put it in the game? Have they ever said why they allowed us to build in terrain? Was there, like, an official reason?
It's more like there's no reason why they wouldn't, because they've had that NPR for ages.
Archer knows things he can't share. But we all know Flannel, or what is this now? Frozen Fjords was very buggy on launch, and even the next year had some troubles. So letting us just build in terrain outright, whatever the official reason was, is a nice change, especially for this map. And you can also, Ventures item sharing is off, right? Yep. So
Yep, still off.
So setting up the builds there so that I can break the silver, it might look like I was stealing my friend's loot, but quite the contrary, by me breaking it with clip. Although I'm pretty sure everybody here has clip. I'm not sure if you can even check that consistently anymore. No, it just shows our characters. But with me breaking it by clip, do you get more resources for everybody that way? I'm not actually sure. I haven't really thoroughly tested that, but in theory you would. So you can see all the builds they're dropping on the ground. This is not their full inventory. This is literally just item sharing being kind of built into farming now. You cannot drop anybody anything except for blue glow. But as they're farming around the map, they're going to leave behind everything. So you sort of get quadruple the loot if you're close enough together. It's not exactly that easy, but it's kind of that simple. And it's Matteo was in chat though. He left a voice call, but he said that horn lives in his head. Yeah, I liked it. I liked the foghorn. But apparently whatever hourly
Foghorn,
what was that?
but it never stopped once it started.
Oh, really?
It just kept blaring the whole time.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Often enough.
I thought it was like
Yeah.
hourly, or that was the intention. Wow.
It's intended to be hourly, and it still does play occasionally.
Oh.
It just now plays at the correct rate now.
Oh, that's what I would hope for. Yeah, like I don't mind the aesthetic of it. Here, or the let me turn on my audio. Maybe I'll actually hear it. I doubt it, but yeah. I always love this first Venture season video and that's kind of like the rewards video. I feel silly making it every season, yet people really enjoy watching it, so I don't know what to do. But then, as I say that, I'm just blabbering nonstop about constant tips and tricks and like lore about the game. So every year I make this video, every season I make this video, and I wonder why you guys enjoy it so much. But you know what? I'm glad I make it every time because it's fun. It's fun hanging out with you guys, at least for my first Ventures mission. You know, I grew up in the Call of Duty days of Road to Commander, you know, uploading every single video all the way to level 70 in Modern Warfare 2. And I don't know that the world needs that for Ventures, but it's nice to do a little bit. By the way, that was like over 100 rough ore. These cobble walls are great. I'm max on brick. This is going great over here.
The cobble walls are one of the main ways to get like non-building brick stuff. Like a lot of the like decorative rocks on the map just give building brick. They don't give crafting brick.
That seems like an oversight.
Probably, but
Archer, what do you know about that?
We have enough brick to work with.
What? I was zoned.
Why don't normal rocks give us
Decorative
loot?
rocks only give building brick.
Fix the rocks, Archer.
I could unironically just look at.
They're looking at the
I
game
mean, I'm figuring
files
that
now.
they just pulled them from BR, and so they're only intended to drop the BR building
Well,
mat.
yeah. Flannel Falls is primarily built out of BR assets. Ironically, well, funnily, I mean, it was kind of like when it happened, but funnily enough, Frozen Fjords is primarily built out of Asteria assets, which was the Chapter 4 map, which means that Save the World got access to a lot of Chapter 4 props a month before the season, before the chapter even came out in 2023.
You know so many random things, Archer.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any way to clip that gnome.
Just stand on your shock tower.
Ooh, Archer's bringing out the big tips. So if you guys use your anti-material charge with clip, you will get more power cells, but it's still a low drop rate, so it's only like if you would have gotten power cells, now you get more. And I came down here just to silently observe, like, this map is so pretty. There are so many, there's more than this. There are areas to explore, and it's unfortunate. Okay, I can't get out here. To an extent that you don't really have a reason to go down here much. They built this gorgeous map and gave us not too much of an excuse to explore it, but it's still nice. Hero wants me to read the message, and then she added me in chat instead of... Okay, so the way Clip works is she gives you extra drops directly into the inventory, in addition to the collected loot. So it's doubling the loot you get, but by putting it directly into your inventory. So the normal stuff you get stays on the ground for your teammates, but the extra stuff goes straight to you. That's what she's saying. Alright, well...
Oh yeah.
I appreciate the clarification, because I'm glad I could share that.
If you really wanted to get that gnome, you could have built a half floor and then put your shock tower on top of the half floor and then punched on top of the shock tower, and you would have got that gnome.
Do you even need power cell for vending machines, right?
Yeah.
Alright. Look on the left in the collected loot. It starts with X and then adds extra. Alright. Well, I know my overlay is covering it for the YouTube video, but I see what she means. So, quite the limited supply of metal in this map. That's
Majority of it
Metal?
comes from the props in the buildings.
If you need metal, you'd go to Chili Cove or no Boral Base. That's the ice map because it has a lot of like metal research centers or whatever all over the place, and you can get a lot of metal from there.
And I should say, how to get every item video, link down below. It'll probably be down there anyway. But I like to do encampments. So metal it just kind of happens, you know. And it's tricky this season, every season, because every year this comes around, that you are in a water-only season where you can't really substitute brick, but then metal's kind of tough to get. So I don't know, 10 minutes in this zone, barely focusing on metal, and I'm over 1100. So I don't know, that should be plenty, considering I'm playing with a team that shredded this place apart as well. I don't know, I feel like that's not that bad of a pit stop if you're in a team of people grinding ventures. You just take 10 minutes, farm together, get a bunch of loot, and get it taken care of. So yeah, pretty casual video. Welcome to the season, you guys. That's pretty much how the first game goes. Full disclosure, I almost never run this loadout again, because usually 10 thank you 10 minutes of clip spamming is plenty. You saw that I'm maxed on brick, doing well on wood. I got a bit of metal, I could be doing better there, but now that I've got that basic setup and I've got some crafting materials for traps, I'm pretty much good. I'm gonna be running my Blakebeard stash loadout. That is in my playlist for loadouts, link down below. I really like that build, and with that kind of loadout, you don't usually need. Who are we paying F for?
Wants everybody to pay
Paying F for what? This went well. But I'm saying is that Cloak Shadow loadout here. I'll show it in a second. Here, it does really well, and not only does it do well, but it's buffed this season in a couple of ways. In my experience, apparently, the cannonballs from Blakebeard Stash activates that increased attack speed and damage from this season. So that's what Tomatech listed out earlier. I'll show it just to be more clear. If you go to mission info right here, Super Ninja, attack speed goes up, and then melee weapon eliminations reduce the cooldowns, and yeah, damage and attack speed by 50%. That's crazy. So
Yeah,
in my experience, what was that?
I know who would be happy about that.
Mantis Leap?
No, attack speed going up. I know who'd be happy about that.
The AS407 attack speed character in our community.
Yeah.
So Cannonball supposedly increased that bonus. That's what it's done in the past. A commenter mentioned to me that Shadow Stance from Cloaked Shadow, that aura damage, also counts as ability damage and activates it. I'm not sure about that. I'm not going to record a video right away because those loadouts are way more fun showing off a little bit later in the season, but I'm going to try that out. So Twitch link down below if you guys want to see these live, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Subscribe, like the video, no outro, it's not edited, and channel members get early access to scheduled videos, though this one probably just went out on its own. So goodbye.